Hello, True Blue Oklahoman here. This is more on my rant against the SAVE Act, which has passed the House of Representatives and is on to the Senate. And it's all about you having to prove and reprove that you are a citizen of the United States of America. And according to this SAVE Act, the only two documents that will actually prove your citizenship are a birth certificate and a passport. Now, in the passport end, there's 146 million people in America that don't have a passport. Birth certificates can be very, very difficult to find. Over the past 70, 60, 70, 80 years, lots of hospitals where babies were born have disappeared, and the records with them, they've burned down, babies have been born at home with no records. So there are people that are going to have great difficulty coming up with a birth certificate. It can be a very long process trying to find one if you ever had one. But here's some things, it's all about citizenship with these people, right? Well, you remember the Real ID. A couple years ago, we had to have that done, or we couldn't get on an airplane, we couldn't get in a federal building. Well, that whole thing started in 2005. It was signed into law by George W. Bush. It took 20 years for all the states to get on board. But that no longer works as a citizenship verification. A real ID, the one that the government made you get, no longer is an acceptable proof of citizenship. Or even the military. Do you have a military ID? Or are you being sent around the world to fight for the elites to have all their oil? Well, anyway, your military ID will let you fight for this country, but it's not proof of citizenship anymore. It's not proof. Just because you're in the military or have a military ID does not prove you're a citizen to Republicans. That's what it says in the SAVE Act. What about school ID? Don't be silly. Don't be silly. There's nothing to that. There's no proof that you're a citizen there. Tribal IDs. I live in Oklahoma. Largest population of Native Americans of any state. Well, actually, California has more, but we have more concentrated here, that's for sure. And they all have tribal IDs, and none of them have dates on them. From now on, according to the SAVE Act, a tribal ID is not proof of citizenship. It cannot be used as ID unless there is an expiration date on it. So, I've seen a lot of tribal IDs. I've never seen one with an expiration date because I'm not real sure that your ethnicity expires on a certain date. I don't think it does. Is there a certain date in the future that you don't? I don't know. And if you moved in the last year or two and you haven't updated your driver's license, you can't vote anyway. Because if your address that you have now doesn't match what's on their books, you can't vote. It's just that simple. They're trying to make it very difficult for you to vote. And there's obvious reasons why, but I won't get into that right now. But, better start searching. I guess you either have to get a passport, which you need your driver's license to do. You need your birth certificate to get a passport. So if you don't have a birth certificate, or can't find one, or it's gone, or it disappeared decades ago, you're screwed. you might not ever get to vote again. Or you could call your senators and tell them to shove this whole little bill up their ass and vote no on the SAVE Act. That would be the best thing to do. Have a good day.